define us, our perceptions refine us, and our discussions shine us. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Vitality, the GES Continuing Conferences on Education, Culture and Environment. Our today's topic is managing self-discipline in the modern context. We have amidst us today our guest, Mr. P.N. Murthy. He brings to the table his vast expertise in the area of environment, health and safety systems across globe. Let's understand from him today how a self-disciplined life helped him in withstanding the challenges at work and in life in general. However, before we do that, let's take a brief look at his profile. Mr. P.N. Murthy has retired as an EHS head from the ThyssenKrupp Industrial Solutions, Germany. And also he has worked as an EHS consultant in India and in different other countries like South Africa, Congo, Germany, Qatar, Oman and many such places. So let's pick some valuable ideas from today's discussion and take one step ahead towards self-discipline and improvement. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I must thank you for giving me this opportunity so that I can express and share some of my experiences, and I think we can go ahead with the discussions that you have planned for.
Absolutely, absolutely. So my first question, obvious question would be, what is self-discipline to you?
I would put it, self-discipline is basically a self-motivation.
Yes.
I mean, a person, how he manages himself to get better results in his personal life, his professional life and across the society. And to elaborate more on this, I think we can go ahead with some more discussions where we'll be touching different aspects of life and we can guide some of the people.
So how do you think is it important for a person? Because you said you use the word self-motivation, and so you think that self-motivation and self-discipline somewhere are synonymous?
If I say a human being right from child till his old age, they come across different phases.
Yes.
Where a person, he or she is disciplined by parents,
Correct.
the society or people around him or her,
Yes.
then the school, then his organization, and as a general wherever he moves about.
Yes.
But there are certain areas where he is not monitored or guided by a set of rules.
Correct.
So in that case, there is a place where he needs to conduct himself in a manner that would affect his behavior, his culture in general society and where he works.
Yes.
So those are the areas where one needs to conduct oneself so that he can give a better result to his organization and the society.
So, do you think parents, can parents discipline a child if they themselves don't follow a certain discipline, or if they themselves are not disciplined by and large generally in their life and lifestyle?
As I said just now, that the child, the very first school of learning, or I would say the first place of learning for a child is his home, parents and family. And many of things are not always taught and learned from books.
Yes.
The children are very much observant and they cannot make out what is right or wrong. Whatever they see their parents doing, they would do the same thing.
Correct.
If I eat a pack of cookies or anything and throw it just next to my chair,
Yes.
and my child observes that, he would think that that is the way things are to be done.
Correct.
If I am not disciplined, I cannot expect my children to be disciplined.
Correct.
If I am driving and I am not driving in the right way, and I take my child to school in a wrong way, he thinks that that is right and that continues. So quite obvious, if I want that my child to be disciplined, self-disciplined, I need to be self-disciplined first.
Correct.
And it's not always the society or the college or the school which actually teach everything. It
Teach
is
it,
the
yes.
family, it's the culture and the society we live in that is very important. So I feel that from the day a child starts to understand the way one needs to eat, one needs to sit, one needs to conduct oneself in the house, that starts from the family. So generations to generations, we see every generation passes on this self-discipline to the next generation. So it's very important the parents should be self-disciplined first to expect their children to be self-disciplined.
Self-discipline, because generally in society we see that parents ask their children first to that, no, you don't do this, you should be doing this. But when we observe generally in a family environment, perhaps they may themselves not be observing certain things, for example coming on time or leaving on time, being on time at office and stuff. So
I 100% agree on that. That's why it is said that practice what you preach.
yeah, exactly,
So if I don't practice, I don't expect my family to do that.
to be that way.
Exactly.
So, have you ever, how important is self-discipline and organizations, taking our discussion forward, since we just said, since we spoke about that punctuality is part of self-discipline. So, how important is self-discipline in organizations? Because organizations is a complex environment as compared vis-a-vis, as compared or vis-a-vis family.
If we talk of an organization or maybe a place of work,
Yes.
it may not be an office, it could be a work site or a hospital
Correct.
or a shopping complex, anywhere.
Yes.
People come to a common place of work with different backgrounds, different educational qualifications, and they come and work in one particular area where certain sets of rules, certain norms have to be followed.
Correct.
And if there is no self-discipline,
Yes.
things are going to be tough for other fellow employees as well.
Mm.
If I have to give one or two simple examples, let us say that it is a workshop where about 10 of the technicians are working and there is a board where they have those tools. If myself as a technician, I go to a particular board to get a particular tool, I use it and I leave it there and do something else. When another employee who goes there to pick it up, he doesn't find it. So, had I been self-disciplined, I would have picked it up, done my job and put it back in the place.
Correct.
So likewise, in every sphere of any life or any organization or office, each person has to be self-disciplined where it cannot be taught or it cannot be monitored all the time.
Yes. Correct.
And there are certain actions which are not monitored by anything, by anyone, but since I feel it is right and I manage myself in a way that it benefits myself and others.
Yes.
So that's what I say, that in every sphere of life the self-discipline helps oneself to make the life more easy, more organized, and for the people around me, may it be society, may it be my workplace or anywhere.
Correct. Correct. So, have you ever come across, feuds among people in organizations simply because somebody didn't follow a particular rule? Have there been instances?
Quite obvious, quite obvious. Since I was associated a lot with construction activities at different places and
Yes.
complex activities,
Yes.
if I cite a very simple example that everyone can understand,
Mm.
that people who are working at height, we ask them to wear a full body harness so that if he has a fall, he gets protected.
Mm.
So he's trained, he knows, he's given those full body harnesses
Correct.
and he's told to go up and latch.
Yes. Right.
And since he did not latch,
Mm.
some other fellow workers tells him that please latch it, otherwise it's dangerous for you.
Yes.
He won't listen. He
Yeah.
said, who are you to tell me it's my life?
Yes.
But unfortunately, if there is an accident, it is the person who has defied the norms, he's the one who actually gets injured.
Mm.
Let me give you one more example that we are all working in an office
Mm.
and we have a common printer. So, as a user, when I'm using it, the papers are exhausted and I need to load the paper. I don't do it and come out. And when my fellow
Correct.
worker or my office colleague goes and he wants to look for a paper and it is not there, the job is held up.
Yes.
So it's trouble. So because I was not properly disciplined, it is trouble to everyone.
Correct, correct.
So that's how there is always, if they are, since they come from different societies and different backgrounds, and they work with a common goal, they need to be self-disciplined. No one can tell them that you do this.
Yes.
They have to think that, okay, if I do it properly, it's not going to inconvenience others. And if everyone thinks that way, I think that way a better place to work.
Right. So you have traveled across globes, across zones. So what new nuances did you see in people's perception towards self-discipline?